Welcome, everybody, to our annual State of the County address. My name is Matt Larson, President and CEO. We are Williamson, Inc.'s Office of Economic Development and Chamber of Commerce for this community, and we're thrilled to welcome you today. Our largest crowd ever, almost 550 people, so thank you all for making time to be here. I greatly appreciate it, absolutely. I want to take a moment to welcome County Commissioner Paul Webb to the stage, who will give the invocation, and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will actually be led by some very special people, Mary Anderson's grandchildren. So, Paul.
Let us pray. All right, looks like everybody wants to stand. That's fine. Very good. Very good. Thank you for knowing the routine. Thank you very much. Let us pray. Dear God of all, we give thanks for the many blessings we have received for our family, our community, and our country. Dear Lord, please look over all of us here today as we work to make our outstanding county an even better place to work, live, and raise our families. We pray for your guidance to Mayor Anderson and to all of our leaders. Lord, help them to perform their duties in a way that is pleasing to you. God of light, please guide all of us. Let us follow your words and treat one another as we wish to be treated. Light our pathways, and be it that we may know your will and follow it with joy and humbleness in the path you have laid out for each and every one of us. In our Redeemer's name, Lord, please hear our prayer. Amen.
Thank you, Paul. Now I invite the grandchildren to the stage, and we will have them lead in the pledge. You guys have grown up.
Join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's great. We've been doing that so long, they really have grown up right before our eyes. I want to take just a moment, too, as we continue the program, to thank our presenting sponsors for making today possible. The first one is Brightstone. I want to take a moment to introduce their CEO, Lee Rose, to the stage for a few words, followed by a video. Lee?
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. I brought my cheering section, so God bless you all. Hey, good afternoon. As Matt said, my name is Lee Rose, and I'm the CEO of Brightstone, where I've had the privilege of serving for 18 years, the last 3 years as CEO. It's wonderful to be among so many dedicated community leaders. And thank you, Mayor Anderson, for your leadership and for this vital address that you're beginning today. I'd like you to consider this. Over 1 million Tennesseans, about 15% of our adult population, live with a disability. Focusing on intellectual and developmental disabilities, that's approximately 160,000 Tennesseans. You may also be surprised that in Williamson County, about 10% of our 42,000 K through 12 students have disabilities. After high school graduation, 75% of these young adults are back home unemployed. This means they are permanent dependents on their parents for housing, transportation, health care, and daily needs, leaving parents struggling to help their son or daughter find purpose and, in fact, a reason to get up in the morning. But this isn't just about numbers. It's about lives transformed and building a more inclusive, compassionate community. By empowering adults with IDD, we enrich lives, strengthen the fabric of Williamson County, making it a richer and more diverse place for everyone. For 26 years, Brightstone has been a beacon of hope and support for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, right here in Williamson County. And what do we all want? We all want to be loved, to have friends, find our purpose. Parents want that for their children, and this is exactly why Brightstone exists. Education and lifelong learning are at the foundation of everything that we do at Brightstone. We offer comprehensive curriculum and programming including academic instruction, vocational training, life and social skill development, and physical fitness, all designed to foster independence, build confidence, and create a strong sense of belonging. We believe in Brightstone, and I believe in you. I want to invite you, your business and organization, to believe in Brightstone too. Be a generational change maker and commit to investing in the value of every life. My challenge, come and see for yourself the miracle that we call Brightstone, and you'll be inspired and blessed. Until then, here's a peek inside Brightstone's mission. This special video will show you our land of dreams, why families have hope, and the incredible impact that awareness and community support are making in the lives of so many families here in Williamson County. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Community is built on belief in each other and what we can achieve together. At Brightstone, we believe in our students, their talents, abilities, and the incredible value they bring to the world. Brightstone has been serving students and families since 1999. Most of our students come from right here in Tennessee, but our reach extends beyond, welcoming students from across the country who seek the unique opportunities our program offers. Brightstone is a place where adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities discover purpose, independence, and joy. Through our educational program, students experience personalized learning, vocational training, community employment opportunities, and life-changing experiences in the community that help them reach their full potential. At Brightstone, growth doesn't stop at the end of the day. In 2024, Brightstone was selected by the Tennessee governor to be a pilot residential program. We are proud to be the only organization in Middle Tennessee allowed by law to offer adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities residential options in a campus setting. The groundbreaking initiative addresses the needs of families by expanding community housing options and creating a safe, supportive, and purpose-driven living environment where adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities can continue to grow, flourish, and have a place to call home. Brightstone's future is one of continued growth as we expand to meet the increasing needs of Williamson County and the IDD population. Zoning approved our vision that includes the construction of additional residential homes and planned facilities. Students aren't just learning and growing at Brightstone, they are thriving residents of Franklin and Williamson County, where they have a sense of belonging and actively contribute to the community. Brightstone students share their talents, kindness, and light, and our community shows up for them in return. That spirit of mutual support shines in Brightstone's PATH program, preparation and training for higher ability. Through vocational training classes, internships, and personalized job coaching, students explore careers, build workplace skills, and in some cases take on paid or volunteer positions in the community. Local businesses partner with Brightstone to gain reliable, enthusiastic team members and to help create a more inclusive workforce. It's a powerful example of how community creates opportunity and how opportunity builds confidence, purpose, and connection. Brightstone exists because people and organizations in the community believe in our mission, care about who we serve, and want to partner with us to help adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities have the best life possible. At Brightstone, community involvement shines on both individual and organizational levels. Volunteers generously share their time, talents, and compassion on campus, at events, and in everyday moments. Local organizations that partner with Brightstone help foster an inclusive community where people of all abilities are valued. They welcome our students for educational, vocational, and recreational activities. Many organizations that believe in Brightstone's mission show their support through event sponsorships, grants, and in-kind contributions that turn vision into reality. When you say, "I believe in Brightstone," you're not just supporting a program. You're investing in people and enriching lives. You're building a future where everyone is seen, included, and empowered. If you've never visited Brightstone, come and see the impact of what we're building together. We believe in Brightstone.
Great. Thanks so much, Lee and the team. We really appreciate the work that you do, not just for the people you serve, but also our entire community. So thank you for that. Thank you for the sponsorship today. In addition to Brightstone, Williamson Health is a sponsor of today's event as well. And it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, Michelle Simpson, the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, to the stage for a few remarks, followed by a video. Michelle?
Good afternoon, everyone. As Matt said, I'm Michelle Simpson, the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Williamson Health. I want to begin by thanking you, Matt, and Williamson Inc. for this incredible partnership that we are so proud to be part of, and for events like this that are always so meaningful. I also want to thank Mayor Rogers Anderson, although I don't know where he is, there he is, and the rest of the town mayors for y'all's amazing, strong leadership that you offer to each of us and our organizations. Since we all gathered together last year in this same room for this same event, Williamson Health has been working hard to continue elevating and expanding the services and care that we offer this community. We've done that in multiple different ways, including adding new providers to many different important specialties, including primary care, walk-in care, maternal fetal medicine, and orthopedics by way of the Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. We also I can give you a little bit of scoop today. We're getting ready to open a brand new primary care clinic that we have not yet announced. It's going to be right here in Cool Springs, so we're really excited about that. Also, in conjunction with Bone and Joint, we continue to pour our time and resources into the comprehensive sports medicine program that we offer to Williamson County schools, their student athletes, and their families. And as a matter of fact, we're very excited about an event we're hosting next week with Major League Baseball MVP Ben Zobrist and his foundation, Champion Forward. We are going to bring together a panel to discuss the importance of mental health in sports, especially as it relates to sports injuries with some of our youth. So I think there's a flyer at each of your seats. It has all the pertinent details. It is a free event to anyone, we think maybe 13 and up, because we'll talk about some serious issues, but we would love to see all of you and your families there. So check that out. We also have been investing in technology and equipment at Williamson Medical Center. We are now so proud to have a brand new state-of-the-art electrophysiology lab. We have a new comprehensive PACS imaging system, and we are getting ready to install a new cardiac MRI and CT that we've been working hard on. So we're excited about all of those. But you know, it's not just about outward growth, it's also about internal improvement and continually getting better, especially as it relates to patient safety and quality. And we recently have launched a patient and family advisory council where we're trying to bring in more outside voices to speak into the overall care experience. So if you're interested in that, you can find more information on that. And, you know, as we look forward, planning for our future, we're also taking a few minutes to celebrate some important milestones for Williamson Health. Last month, we celebrated 1 year since opening our beautiful new Boyer Bryan West Tower. And this month, we are celebrating 10 years of having a distinct pediatric emergency room and dedicated pediatric inpatient unit by way of our partnership with the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital, Vanderbilt. And in recognition of that, we do have a short video that we wanted to share with you. Thank you for having us here today. We're so proud to care for this community.
We opened the pediatric unit and the pediatric emergency department about 10 years ago now in collaboration with Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. But what I've seen over the last 10 years is just a wonderful collaboration between the two institutions.
We provide great care here. There's not another department other than going downtown to the two children's hospital that has pediatric trained staff and physicians in-house. We usually keep and see allergic reactions, belly pain, difficulty breathing, fix broken bones down in the ER.
If a patient needs a higher level of care, and that includes things like intensive care unit, so critical care, we are able to transport those patients very quickly to Vanderbilt. Our transfer rate from here is about 6% of patients that are admitted to the hospital are transferred downtown.
Because our providers go between both locations, they can maintain that same standard of care that you would get downtown as you would here. We have a 10-bed dedicated pediatric inpatient unit, and we also have a dedicated 8-bed pediatric ER.
There are 2 pediatric emergency physicians on staff at busy times, and definitely one here 24/7. We often also see a much shorter wait time here than downtown.
The way that pediatric care differs from adult care is vast. There are things like pediatric dosing for medications that are very different, equipment sizing that are very different. How you even approach a child to be able to get a really good assessment is very different.
Fear of the unknown is the biggest thing. Our patients coming in, depending on their developmental age, we assess stress factors that could potentially happen. It could be the environment of the hospital, strangers, doctors, nursing staff. Anybody coming in can be pretty intimidating. We specialize in understanding a potential coping plan for a child. It just gives them that sense of control, and it teaches them what to expect.
Because of our smaller census, we're able to give that more personalized care, again, while mitigating that risk and making sure that the children are safe.
Williamson Health is a really special hospital. Our goal is to provide very high quality, evidence-based pediatric care to the community close to home.
Thanks again to Brightstone and Williamson Health for partnering in this event. I also want to thank Atmos Energy, United Communications, and Middle Tennessee Electric for being event sponsors today. We have a number of table sponsors and exhibitors in the room with us. Thank you all for being part of this event and making time to be here. I also want to take a moment to thank our media sponsors for providing us with coverage of the luncheon as well as coverage with other events we do throughout the year. At Williamson Inc., we believe that every business, no matter the size, plays a critical role in shaping our economy. That's why each year we host BizFest, a high-energy expo that shines a spotlight on the entrepreneurs, innovators, and community staples that keep Williamson County moving forward. It's more than an event. It's a celebration of the people behind the businesses you know and love. I want to play a short video about the impact of last year's BizFest as we prepare for this year's next month.
BizFest is a really great opportunity to meet so many different people. We always see people that were old friends and we make new friends. It's a great opportunity for people that may be new to the area. Our team loves to do it because it's so much fun, so many people, the energy is amazing. It's one of the things that I really don't have a hard time staffing because everybody wants to do it.
To see the energy and the motivation of the business owners to display their products and services, capturing the energy and capturing the motivation is key. You're gonna be able to see a lot of big smiles, a lot of good conversations, and if you wanna be known in the Williamson County community, that's something that you wanna be part of.
I would absolutely recommend BizFest to anyone, especially if you're new to the community. It is such a great way to get out there and meet everyone. Just the energy in the room, it does get you excited just from a standpoint of, I can't wait to meet these guys and meet all these people that I don't know. Everybody's there to meet everybody. So it really helps lessen, I think, the anxiety for someone like me and to really make it a welcoming event. It's just this energetic, fun time. It's not like this stiff business professional setting. Everybody loves everyone, and so it really is a good time.
Being in such a welcoming environment provides this opportunity for business owners to show and highlight their products and services. And if you're a business owner, this is the best way to be known in the community, and Williamson Inc. can help you deliver the brand awareness that you need in this competitive market.
I would wholeheartedly recommend BizFest to a business that is looking to participate, whether getting a booth, and as somebody who's interested in attending, whether as a business or just interested in learning about businesses and organizations within the community. I think it's time well spent.
So we look forward to hosting that again next month. As a partner organization of Williamson County with an annual contract to provide economic development services, I want to bring your attention to the mid-year impact report that's at your table. That's this report. There's a lot of great statistics on it showing the impact we have and have had in the community. Just want to highlight a couple of those. So far in 2025, we've celebrated 46 ribbon cuttings. That's nearly 1 every 3 business days. Really reflects, I think, a growing, thriving business environment, and those ribbon cuttings support hundreds of entrepreneurs, students, and small business owners across the county. You know, these numbers matter, but what matters more is even the why behind the numbers. Every initiative we lead is rooted in a simple mission: to create opportunity, to connect our community with opportunity, not just for businesses, but for your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Again, our mission isn't just about creating jobs, it's about creating opportunity and connecting opportunity to our community. And one of the most powerful ways bringing that mission alive is connecting students to real careers in our community. I want to take just a moment to share a story that I think is really reflective of this kind of work we do day in and day out in Williamson County. Every year we host Manufacturing Day in partnership with Williamson County Schools, an experience designed to expose high school students to modern manufacturing in a very hands-on, tangible way. Students from across the county tour manufacturing plants, meet professionals, and learn what a future of this profession could actually look like. One of these students was Logan Phillips from Fairview High. Logan toured Horn, USA during Manufacturing Day as a junior this past school year. He then applied for and he earned a paid internship with Horn. He spent the summer learning alongside engineers and machinists, presenting what he learned to the Horn team and walking away with not just a certificate, but with real-world professional experience. Logan's story shows what happened when a student's initiative meets a business willing to invest. He applied, interviewed, and showed up ready to learn, and the team at Horn met him with encouragement, opportunity, and experience that will stay with him for life. This is exactly why we continue to do the work we do to host programs like Manufacturing Day and STEAM Day, because really one day, one visit, one connection can change everything for a student and for a company. Logan's story reminds us what's possible when students are met with opportunity, and it wouldn't have happened without the support of his family and the team at Horn. So at this point, I'd like Logan, his parents, and our partners at Horn to stand and be recognized for the work they did this last year. There they are, I'm back. Thanks so much, Horn, for taking a chance on Logan. I greatly appreciate it. You know, internships are very personal to me. My daughter's in her final week of an internship with Vanderbilt's Warren Center. I knew I wouldn't get through this, for drug discovery. And actually, my cousin, a Virginia Tech senior, go Hokies, just finished her internship and was offered a full-time job on her way out of the Warren Center, which is, I think, fantastic. So this is why we're leading a project to create a database of every company in Williamson County that offers internships so that every parent in this room and every college in Tennessee can access these opportunities that can, and frankly, often do, lead to full-time work. So stay tuned as we continue to build out this project and we add it to our website. Speaking of parents to the room, I know there's one shared career hope that we have for our kids. It's that your child will find success, purpose, and opportunity, and that maybe they won't have to move far away to do it. That hope became a reality for the families of Savannah, a graduate of Page High School, and Jeremy, a graduate of Ravenwood. They're both now thriving in careers at Schneider Electric, whose regional headquarters we recruited to Williamson County in 2017. Savannah began as a college intern in 2019 and now works in supply chain logistics. Jeremy was hired in 2023 and is helping lead AI implementation across operations for the company. These are world-class careers built just minutes away from where these students went to high school. And for their families, it means they don't have to choose between a bright future and being close to the ones they love. This is what we're building. It's not just jobs, but opportunities to come together and to come home. When companies like Schneider Electric and Horn decide to come here and grow here, it creates opportunities and careers for our students, our residents, our kids, and our grandkids. Stories like these are replicated time and time again in growing and thriving communities. And I'm so thankful that corporate headquarters and Main Street businesses alike continue to invest, hire, and grow right here in Williamson County. Absolutely. Thank you. We continue our focus on the next generation of Williamson County business leaders by taking this time every time in the State of the County address to introduce Youth Leadership Brentwood and Leadership Franklin Scholarship Award recipients. So it's my pleasure to invite Dennis Jackson, Leadership Brentwood Alumni Association Board Chair, and Julian Bibb, Board Chair of Leadership Franklin, and all the scholarship recipients to the stage at this time for this very special presentation.
Each year, the Williamson County Chamber Foundation, the Leadership Brentwood Alumni Association, and Youth Leadership Brentwood present college scholarships to 2 high school seniors who have graduated of the Youth Leadership Brentwood program. Leadership Franklin presents a scholarship to a high school senior or a college student who resides here in Williamson County.
Applicants for these scholarships represent the very top leaders and academic scholars in the Brentwood and Franklin area. They are the cream of the crop.
Our first Youth Leadership Brentwood Scholarship winner is Skylar Loxmore, a Brentwood High School graduate. In addition to her outstanding academic achievements, Skylar was a captain of the girls lacrosse and participated in DECA state finals while finding time to volunteer for such organizations as Rise Against Hunger, the Harvest Produce Project, and the Abe's Garden Alzheimer's Center. Skylar will be attending the University of Arkansas in the fall. Skylar's mom, Monica, and dad, Eric, are here today to help us celebrate her great accomplishments. Our second recipient is Ben Grokowski, a Ravenwood High School graduate who will be attending the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Ben is an Eagle Scout, was active in our JROTC, and was a national runner-up for the Tennessee Boys State. He also found time to work as a YMC lifeguard and has his own landscaping service here in Brentwood. Ben's parents, Boris and Bridget, are here today to help us celebrate his accomplishments.
The Leadership Franklin Scholarship started out as a class project of Leadership Franklin in 2009 and contributes $1,500 a year to a high school senior or college student who lives in Williamson County. To date, Leadership Franklin has given $24,000 towards students in their higher education. This year's recipient is Riva Lalani, daughter of Reuben and Shabani Lalani, who are here today. Riva is a 2025 graduate of Fred J. Page High School, where she was very actively involved in Williamson County 4-H, earning the Outstanding Leadership Award in both 2022 and 2023. As the organization's ambassador club leader and healthy living ambassador, she organizes workshops for youth across Williamson County. Her dedication to youth engagement and leadership earned her the opportunity to speak on RFD TV in November of 2024. Riva was also selected as a National Science Foundation educator, mentoring middle school girls to inspire interest in science. Riva will be attending Belmont University in the fall. And at this time, I'd like to ask each student to come forward and share what they are planning to pursue at their college. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ben Gorkowski. I will be attending the University of Tennessee in the fall, and I'm planning to major in finance.
Hi, everyone. My name is Skylar Loxmell, and I'll be attending the University of Arkansas in the fall with Pig Suey, and I'll be planning on majoring in marketing there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Riva Leilani. I'll be attending Belmont University this fall with a major in exercise science and a minor in psychology. I'm really looking forward to making an impact at the university and exploring Nashville in the fall. Thank you so much to Leadership Franklin, and I also just want to thank my parents for everything that they've done for me and their support over the last 4 years. Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in showing these fine young leaders how proud we are and wish them the best in their college experience.
That's such a fun moment. I'm glad we make the time to do that every time in the State of the County Address. It really does, give you a sense of where we're headed as a community to recognize the outstanding work of so many of our students here. So that was great. At this time, it's a pleasure to start the main part of the program, the State of the County, from our county mayor, my friend county mayor. And at this point, I'd like to introduce Laura Anderson Howard to introduce her father, Mayor Rogers Anderson. Laura?
Good morning, everyone. It is an honor and a joy for me to introduce someone who's not only a dedicated public servant and respected leader, but also my dad. Before he was the mayor of one of the fastest growing counties in the country, he was a young man working long, hard days, cutting hay, repairing fences, and working in the tobacco fields. His paying job, as he likes to call it, earned him 60 cents an hour, where he was out on the farm or inside Mr. Russell's grocery store. He went on to serve 4 years in the U.S. Air Force, with time spent in Libya, Vietnam, and here at home. After that, he spent 2 years in the private sector, bringing in the same work ethic and humility to every role he took on. In 1986, he began what would become a remarkable journey in public service as a county commissioner for 16 years, and then in 2002, elected as mayor of Williamson County. And for over 2 decades now, he has led with the kind of steady, humble, servant-hearted leadership that our community is lucky to have. He's been recognized across the state, not just by people who vote for him, but by his peers and fellow leaders. Last October, he was named County Mayor of the Year by the Tennessee County Services Association, and he was recently selected as Trustee of the Year by the Tennessee Hospitals Association, a testament to the trust and respect he has earned across sectors. But if you know what role he is most proud of, it is not mayor. It's his papaw. His 9 grandkids will tell you he is the most fun when parents are not around, and they're probably right. He's the kind of papaw that makes homemade cornbread, plays a mean game of blackjack, shows up to school and sporting events, drops off baskets of fresh veggies from his garden on your front porch, helps you short sheet your parents' bed while babysitting, and imparts wisdom to teenagers that only a granddad can do. He's the kind of papaw who plays hard, smiles often, loves deeply, and always points them to Jesus. No one loves Williamson County more than he does. No one serves it with more humility or heart. So it is my great honor and personal pride to introduce my dad, Mayor Rogers Anderson.
Well, thank you. While I'm getting set up and you're getting rebalanced in your chair, some of you have asked me about what facial hair I've growing across my lip. And I would be amiss if I didn't tell you what really happened. All of my family, children, grandchildren were on a week-long vacation. Men don't shave. Way back, one of the grandkids said, "Papa, we'd like to see you with a beard." I said, "That's not going to happen in July and August." So the mustache is a result of that. And for the 2 that are here out of the 9 that I have, we'll see what it looks like in 30 more days. So thank you for taking the time today to be here. And thanks to the Chamber, Matt, for everything you all do, for the opportunity to give a snapshot of the county and the information. It's always an honor for me as a Vietnam veteran to have the opportunity to ask those in the audience, if you're a veteran, would you please stand so that we can all recognize you. We also have a number of elected public servants who've devoted their time and energy to overseeing the operations of our county and our city. So if you are a federal, state, county, or city elected or appointed individual, would you please stand so we can acknowledge you. And away we go. Our county's growth does not come without growth pains. Often you hear residents expressing concern about growth and related increased traffic, not keeping pace with the infrastructure improvements. Well, I agree. If I may take a few moments to share some statistics with you, Williamson County has a total of 584 square miles. Throughout the county, there are 6 municipalities. We're giving you a history lesson, too. Each of these cities have streets that fall within their respective jurisdiction. The remaining 1,057 county roads, consisting of 741 road miles, are the responsibility of the County Highway Department under the direction of Eddie Hood, our superintendent, and his outstanding crew. It's understandable that because the road is located within the boundaries of the county, it is often thought that the county should widen it, add a turn lane to it, or otherwise maintain the road and keep the road in good repair. However, based on state law, the county's highway department cannot conduct work on state or city roads without an interlocal agreement permitting the highway department to do that. With a recent adopted budget this year, the highway department's operating budget was $15.9 million. What you may not have realized that none of the county ad valorem property taxes are utilized to fund the operations of the county highway department. These operations are funded via the different portions of the wheel tax, business taxes, mineral severance taxes, gas and motor fuel tax, the petroleum taxes. State revenue sharing is a big part of that. The State Department of Transportation, TDOT, is charged with the maintenance and the improvements of all state roads within our 95 counties across our state. They have an operating policy to pay as they go, so there's not to incur any debt on roads through the state. As a result of this policy, it's very difficult for them to address the amount of road mile infrastructural needs that we all are looking forward to. In our county, the Tennessee Department of Transportation has 16 state routes consisting of a little over 189 road miles. Additionally, they have 3 interstates which runs through Williamson County, totaling 63 miles. In recent years, TDOT officials have given more attention to the state projects, needs at the local level, and when the local jurisdictions can come to the table with the funds in hand to assist them with the project. This type of partnership allows TDOT dollars to be more widely spread and helps out on the local projects underway in a timely manner. As I stated earlier, Williamson County does not collect any ad valorem taxes for highway department operation. It's incumbent upon the local leadership to identify sources of income that could be specifically earmarked for state routes. Members of the statewide County Mayors Association, County Commission Association, our own commission, aldermen, all throughout the state have supported a multi-year effort to ensure half of the real estate transfer tax goes back to the project in the county where the tax was applied. The effort was supported by this chamber, who had over 10,000 people to sign on in their support, including businesses and individuals like yourself. Not if, but when the legislation is passed, I'm committed to earmarking 50% of the retaining fees to furtherance the issuance of TDOT projects throughout all of our counties, city or county. This legislation has been sponsored and signed by Jack Johnson, Senator, and is co-sponsored by 6 different additionals in the Senate. On the House side, 27 different men and women have signed on as sponsors. We're waiting on the governor to include it in his budget. In collaboration with the mayors of all of our cities, the prioritized projects identified were improvement, and these are the improvements you can see on the maps. And I apologize for the backside, you probably can't see them as good. First, the improvements on north and south on I-65 through Williamson County, with a new interchange at Moore's Lane at I-65. TDOT officials hosted a meeting updating Williamson and Murray County just last week, and we've included these slides. If you'll notice, the blue routes indicate the projects that are on the engineering development stages, and the red routes indicate the projects in or under construction. While I'm talking here, I will ask you after this meeting or after this luncheon today, you can go to the Williamson County website. You can pull all this information down. We'll have it posted for you. Along with the various bridges and projects of different throughout the I-65 corridor, it's in the planning stages now, according to TDOT. The widening of Columbia Avenue from Goose Creek bypass to Spring Hill is on schedule for the engineering phase in 2026, right-of-way acquisitions in 2029, and estimated construction in 2033. I'm on a break. I'm on ad lib. My staff gets nervous when I do this. It's taking entirely too long from start to finish for roads. I applaud the efforts that are being made, but more has to be done. It's taken between 8 and 10 years to get a road from start to finish. That's just too long. We have got to work harder to get this solved. For you that have been around a few years, Mac Hatcher, the extension, which is Hillsborough Road over to New Highway 96, that only took 28 years. So these young people will be my age before some of these roads. And that's just too long. The meeting was helpful in information, and I appreciate it. TDOT officials outlined the products that they'll be presenting in Williamson and Murray County, totaling over $315 million, excluding the paving and any preservation projects in our region. Just like government, there's so many dollars available to be spread around the needs of the region. We're in Region 3, and it was helpful to learn of the status of the road needs. There are various municipal shifting gears with various municipal water districts and private water utility districts in our county. Williamson County government's not in the water or the sewer business and does not maintain or service these facilities and related infrastructure. No county tax dollars are annually extended for that. Oftentimes, though, it's misunderstood that subdivision development in the rural areas, which are permitted on less than 5 acres, because the county is providing sewer. However, in those instances, it is not because of us. It is the developer working with the State Department of Conservation, TDAG, to get a permit for an on-site treatment system that serves that development. The reason we bring that up and all the public meetings we have and all the things that are going on, what you're seeing here in the urban growth boundaries, oftentimes people say, why can't we just stop growth? We can't stop growth. And many of you in this room really don't want to stop growth. What you're talking about is traffic. What you're talking about is being bumper to bumper. We all need the businesses that come to our community. You listen to these 3 or 4 young people that have gotten scholarships. Their parents more than likely moved here. By the way, just to interject, if you're born and raised in Williamson County, I'm curious, in a room of 525, stand up. If you're born and raised in Williamson County, look around. The rest of us moved here. They're the ones that have the complaints oftentimes that are valid. Over the last several years, the county and each of the 6 cities within the county worked together to create a new growth plan, which, among other things, renewed the urban growth boundaries that surround the cities and planned the growth areas to better reflect where new development should occur. I hope this map is available on, and that you'll really study what has been accomplished here with the 6 cities and the counties being involved. This was an unprecedented process of collaboration between each of all of us, all 7 jurisdictions. Finally, last November the 13th, 2024, the updated growth plan was approved by the state's local government advised planning commission, and that's the way it will be for the next 5 years. It takes every one of us, every jurisdiction, every mayor has to sign off if any annexation occurs that's not in the urban growth boundary. So you can plan accordingly for that, and we plan to update that every 5 to 10 years. That was the first attempt in over 20 years in which we could go in and look at these growth elements in transportation issues. The advisory group is the Growth Management Roundtable, which is on the screen, which consists of all the mayors and all the jurisdiction and is supported by key staff members. The group will meet quarterly to discuss common issues and opportunities as they arise across our county. The roundtable has met twice so far. Both topics have been about transportation. On the horizon, if you don't know, is solid waste, landfills. Those are things that this community, all of us, are going to have to engage in and find a solution for. One that's not on the script, as I look at Phil, I have to bring it up, is how we deliver, how we respond to our ambulance service throughout our community. It's very, very expensive, low reimbursement rates. Cities and counties cannot do it alone. We have to have a partner to do that with. The hospital has been running that for us, and we supplement their payment, but it's still losing money. Every county across the state is losing money on delivery of how we get people to and from our hospitals in emergency. Williamson County government funds the public school system in our county. We have 29 elementary schools, 1 K-8, 11 middle schools, 11 high schools, for a total of 52 schools. City governments don't pay for county public schools. Franklin Special School District is often thought of as being operated by the city of Franklin. That is not accurate. The boundary lines for the Franklin Special School District were established by a private act and do not expand as the city grows. So as the city lines grow, those children come to the Williamson County Public School System, which puts extra added pressure to our budget side. The public elected Williamson County School Board members review and submit an annual operating budget to the guess who? The legislative body made up of the county commissioners. These 24 men and women vote the budget up or down. They do not have line item veto. Once that's approved, it goes back to the school board, and the school board members set the policies and pay accordingly. The recent adopted budget, the school system's operational budget, was over $562.5 million, with a tax rate of 75% approved just for our Williamson County school system. This chart here represents all of the distributions by funds that we receive in. I do want to take time, as you're looking at the chart, to say thank you to the Budget Committee this year. Judy Herbert was the chairperson of that. We had Megan Guffey, David O'Neill, and Mary Smith, and none of this could have happened without Phoebe Riley working those numbers for us. So thank you very much, Phoebe. When you combine the general and the rural debt service funds that are directly attributed to schools, you can equate that to knowing that approximately 90 cents, 69% of the $1.30 tax rate, is earmarked for the operation and the capital costs of the countywide school system. The funding source for the 2025-26 county budget is derived 1%. So listen to this. 1% we get from the federal government, 24% from the state, and you and I pay the rest of it, 74%. Well, nobody in the state does it the way we do. This is one of the reasons why it's important for you to shop locally. Each time you shop locally, your sales tax dollars goes to the city and or the school system, and the school system receives about 24% off from the sales tax dollars that come out of your spending in our community. Likewise, we'll shift over a little bit to the sheriff now. And by the way, the sheriff's sitting there. Thanks for the job you're doing. One of the reasons that we're shifting over to the sheriff is talk about the jail that's beginning to be function here in our county. Lots of moving parts on it. But I do need to share with you that when an individual is arrested in one of our cities, the cities do not have jails. They all go out to Jeff Hughes's area into jail, and after they're processed, they're put into the jail system. No city has a jail. That's all funded, operated by the county side, which is through the county commission. The sheriff's budget this year was $25.9 million with an additional $11 million for the operation of the jails. As you are aware, the county commission has approved the construction of a new jail. This is on the slide. The total debt obligation projected for this is $325 million. The commission has approved the expenditure of $280 million as of last year towards this project. This is a moving project, as you can see with all of the information, and part of it is even being shifted out to our landfill where some other operations are being freed up here at this site off in Beasley. The funds will be borrowed in phases, not to incur any interest on the borrowed funds. This was an intentional and conservative budget decision and important to help protect the county's AAA bond rating. There's about 3, maybe 4 counties in the state that have a AAA bond rating. The bond rating for a county is just like you and I when we go to purchase a home or purchase a car, you have a credit score. The highest rating you can get from municipalities, and we are classified as a municipality, is a AAA. And we've had that since 2008. Protecting it is absolutely and will continue to be a priority of mine. The higher the credit rating you have, the better you can borrow money. In this county, we have to borrow money. I know there's a lot of conversation about debt, and I'm going to read you a few things. The county ended the fiscal year 25 with approximately $1 million in total direct debt and $939 in net debt. The tax base is approximately $105.2 billion. Based on that, the total debt ratio is 1.07 and the net debt is 0.89. So this means when you're calculating debt, ratio is actually much lower than it was 22 years ago. Although the tax all of the debts and numbers that you see here have increased. If you can look at this bar graph, that's the lowest it's been in over 30 years. And I could tip the hat off to not only the finance team, but the county commissioners. And it's a struggle sometimes to get them to understand. It's a struggle for me to understand, but to see on a growing community, we are a few $1 million shy of being a $1 billion budget. This is big business, what we do here in Williamson County. Tourism, another source of revenue for us. It's not derived out of your property taxes. In 2023, the last numbers we have for tourism, we were number 6 in the state. You can kind of see some of the numbers here. At the end of the day, without the tourism dollars, our property taxes would be up. These people come to town. They don't, some of them stay all night, some of them don't, but they don't bring their kids to go to school here. So they take them and go back home. And these are what we call cheap dollars. They call it what it is. In celebration of our statewide American 250th, excuse me, thank you, Jamie, $1.3 billion came in direct spending last year, just out off in the CVB. Amazing number. Moving on. In celebrating our American 250th celebration, the Convention and the Visitors Bureau, the CVB, is working with communities and business to promote tourism big throughout the coming months as we move into the big celebration next year. Many of you recall that Williamson County and the city of Franklin, they were founded in 1799. Some of you may recall that Franklin was named after Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was one of the founding fathers of the United States. He was the signer of the Declaration of Independence, and he was the first Postmaster General. As we move into the 250th celebrations, Williamson County was gifted a bronze statue of Benjamin Franklin, and is to be placed at the Louise Lynch Archives and Museum. The statue will be facing downtown Franklin, located adjacent to the historical 5 Points, and it will be revealed next summer. I ask you to give an applause to Pam Lewis, who had this donated to us. With the approval of the County Commission, Williamson County contracted with a part-time grant writer as another means of working to secure any and all state and federal grant funds available for our county. As previously noted, the county received approximately 1% in federal funds. Therefore, it's incumbent upon us to search out revenue sources which may be available to local governments and jurisdictions. Since her hiring, Beth Lathers has successfully acquired grant funds for Williamson County projects related to safe streets, greenways, solid waste projects, parks and rec, broadband, arts, volunteer fire departments, just to name a few. Last year, we were awarded $2.2 million in grant funds for Osborne Park, that's between Nolensville and Triune, and Castle Park and Triune, and the College Grove areas. Just this past week, we were awarded $3.5 billion for Phase 2 of the Wilkins Browns Mountain Bike Park, which ought to be sponsored by Boney Joint. Everybody that goes out there on that mountain bike winds up at Boney Joint. Sorry. We need to park an ambulance out there. I know that's profitable. And particularly dads that go out there with their kids, they don't need to do that. The appraised value of these 2 county parks serves as a matching grant for the award. Working with our various elected officials, Sheriff's Department, other areas throughout the county, $7.5 million in additional grant funds were put into place. We've had several pennies of our tax rate not have to be implemented because of grants. Thank you, Beth Lathers. Just as you would probably realize, not all things that we do are local or tied to local taxes for funding and operating capital expenses. These are some of the projects that we were talking about. It's on the slide, 2 million for these two parks and et cetera. The next one I'm about to talk to is the County Commission several years ago took a risk. About 3 to 4 years ago, took a risk. We had an individual that owned this, didn't have any heirs. He wanted to keep it going. He came to us about operating, took several years to get to this point. So the council, the Renaissance Fest that's out there, last 2 years has brought in over $2 million. People are coming to our county to spend money on different projects, and the Renaissance is a good example of that. If you haven't gone, it's worth your trip. You just got to address the period. County's animal centers reflect another picture of success for our county. I know most everybody in this room is so proud of our animal center under the direction of Andre Johnson. So let me read you some statistics. The 24th calendar year statistics reported that staff and volunteers took in 3,300 cats and dogs, assisted with over 1,990 adoptions and collections, education, and had what we call a live release. 95% of our animals are in our possession. That's a credit. That is a huge number to be proud of. And when you couple in the 27,000 hours of volunteer time, that saves us about 11.5 full-time equivalents. So thank you, Andre, and your staff. Property assessment, and I am going to run over, so if you have to leave, I won't take it personal. I get that, but there were some things we just need to touch on from the county's perspective. Property assessed values are at an all-time high. The recent countywide reappraisal resulted in a county total assessed value totaling over $29 billion. That's a 53% increase, $10 billion more than in just 1 year. What does that mean in layman's terms? That's the value of property coming in here, businesses coming in here, $10 billion growth in 1 year. That's a lot of businesses and people. Williamson County Board of Commissioners have approved the reappraisal process. We've been doing it every 4. We're dropping it down to 3 to be able to capture some of those opportunities that come along with the reassessment. Our assessed property values help keep our property tax lower. These are some numbers. If you look at the charts, one says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those really parallel with the others. We just couldn't get it fixed that way. But these are the tax rate over the last several years from 2006. What the tax rate was set at that time, and the assessed values. You go back into 2006 when Brad Coleman was first here. Our total assessed value, that's the market value when they go out to do the assessment, was about $6 billion. Today it's $29 billion, nearly $30 billion. It's a remarkable thing. Our property values, for the most part, assessed values are much lower than the surrounding counties. That's not a good picture, but we do want to emphasize, Davidson County and some of these others are higher than us, but it's the value of your property and how that generates money back into whether city or county, and everything triggers off the counties. The property tax rate and the primary source of revenue to help fund the operations. In a June 11th publication of Online Nashville Business Journal, it referenced a Greater Nashville Regional Council report that the Nashville housing market was in a slump, that the Greater Nashville Realtor reported a 9% decrease. The article goes on to say that Davidson, Cheatham, Murray, Robertson, Rutherford, Sumner had an average decline of 18%, whereas Williamson County, Dixon, and Wilson County remained steady. with no change in closings compared to the previous years. This is important because it helps to indicate what Matt was talking about. Our economy is strong. Our housing market is strong. Our jobs are plentiful. We have low unemployment. All of the key indicators that all of us want to see for a business to be able to make the ends meet. An organization called Smart Assets team recently resulted in the latest study for the top places of families in the U.S. to live based on their categories here: housing, student, recreation, child care costs. Guess what? Williamson County ranked #1, the best place in Tennessee to raise a family. It's important for a steady housing market. These are some of the unemployment numbers that we're seeing across the state. This is a May number. The interesting thing about that, and you won't have time to digest it, 92 of the counties' unemployment increased. 3 of the counties decreased. Williamson County is one of those. We live in a strong market. We just should be very proud of that. Shifting again, Williamson Medical Center was recently named America's 2025 best hospitals in 5 different categories by the Women's Choice Award. Heart care, obstetrics, mammogram, women's services, and minimal invasive surgery. It's reflective of the excellent staffing and leadership and oversight of our independent hospital. Of course, some would say that the Women's Choice Award, I have to read this, Diane put it in, because we all know that women make the majority of healthcare decisions for their family. For you, of course, all of you know, I don't have a wife. She's the best. You heard last week that the Williamson Health Board of Trustees announced is engaging in a comprehensive strategic planning process. I want to highlight that. Just as all successful and forward-thinking organizations do, Williamson Health is thoroughly and strategically planning for a strong future in our changing healthcare landscape. The board is exploring all options, including pathways to remain independent, as well as the possibility of change in ownership. No decision has been made at this time, and it's business as usual. Nothing has changed. Williamson Health is currently in a strong financial position. So this process is not about survival. It's about ensuring our local health care thrives for years to come. In the end, the board is committing to choosing the best possible path to achieve Williamson Health's meaningful mission of caring for our community, which includes our employees, our medical staff, and our patients. If you've not already done so, I encourage you to sign up, become a volunteer at the Williamson County Fair to help promote the agriculture of our communities and celebrate the traditions of Williamson County. Summer nights and fair delights. Only 10 short days. We need some volunteers. I can paraphrase this. We need some volunteers to help with our little ones' farming, particularly on a Tuesday night. The gentleman over in the cowboy hat sitting at the table I'm at, he's our fair manager. He says we've got 2 people to work Tuesday night. If you're available Tuesday night of the fair, please come over and see him and volunteer. We need to continue the tradition of showing our children that chocolate milk doesn't come from a chocolate cow. And believe me, we have lots of boys and girls that feel that way. 9 days of fun. It's the heartbeat. You will enjoy being there. All of the information shared today is reflective of the leadership throughout our county. That includes the city leaders of our 6 cities and towns. There are numerous community leaders. This was the impact you're seeing here on our fair for the last several years. There's lots of dollars being poured back in through the board, back into the community. Numerous community leaders to make all of this happen in Williamson County, not just at the fair. If you're one of my department heads, I would appreciate if you would stand so that I can say thank you. Come on, there's a few of you here. Williamson County's leadership is very strong, and like the pieces of a quilt, they're woven together by their own strengths and identities. If you've never been down to the archives, go down and see this quilt that's displayed. This was made by people in our community several years back, and different parts of our community. When you're talking about leadership and quilts, you're talking about that fiber. Those connecting tissues, that thread that makes us all stronger that we have here in Williamson County. The individuals and the cities, teams throughout our county are also part of our woven fabric. It may be the county's speech, but it's also our cities are involved. I could not be prouder to working with a bunch of men and women, city managers as we do. We have a great relationship. We do differ. We do argue. Most relationships do, but we find a way to win. The quilt that is being woven today started in 1799. It's also the armchair, it's the quarterback. It's how we get things done in Williamson County. I'm proud to stand here and tell you that our community continues to have great leaders. Do not let anyone tell you, though, it's easy. Leaders in Williamson County would tell you the public service is deep, thought-provoking, selfless, and it is very important. And like the threads that are woven into the Williamson County quilt, we are stronger together. Thanks for coming today. May God bless the threads of the quilt. May God bless our county. May God bless our nation. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rogers. Greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate your leadership in our community. Standing ovations don't happen by accident. They happen because of the respect that people have for you and the work you and your team do to really make this a great place for business and families. So thank you, everything. Just a couple things before we go. I know we're a little bit over time, but I want to invite Diane to the stage because we have a couple prizes to give out. So Diane, if you go to the stage and you can talk about the prize, and then we've got one more thing from the Cold Springs store on Mallory at UPS, so UPS store. So Diane, I'll give you the mic.
I'll be real quick because Rogers took all my time, so. We do have a drawing from the Williamson County Fair, and it will be for a family 4-pack admission and ride tickets, 20 complimentary ride tickets. And I do want to reinforce that we are very much in need of volunteers to carry on this wonderful community event here in Williamson County. Tuesday night is definitely dire need, but all of our different committee chairs are looking for volunteers, and the Little Ones Farming has been our premier exhibit throughout our past 20 years, and we would love to have you bring your business, wear your business attire, go help and volunteer in the Little Ones Farming exhibit. Trust me, you'll be rewarded just as much as the little children learning about those chocolate cows. Okay, let's see. Don't look. Okay. You must be present to win. All right. This is for the TMA group, Franklin Transit Authority. Kelly Blair, are you present?
Is she here? Oh, she is. Okay.
Yay. I was so busy making sure the speech was getting here that I left the certificate on my desk. But come see me and we'll get you in the fair. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Diane. I appreciate that. I understand there's some pretty strong photo entries this year in the photo contest at the fair. Just a couple of things. One more thing before we go. Our friends at the UPS store in Cool Springs, the one on Mallory Lane, have generously donated 500 complimentary business cards to 50 people in this room. Before you do that, let me say a couple things. I want to express our gratitude for the Marriott Cool Springs Encore for making this happen. Thank you all for being here, for your investment in Williamson County with your investment in Williamson Inc. And look under your seat because there's one at every table. You'll get 500 complimentary business cards from the UPS store on Cool Springs at Mallory Lane. Thank you and have a great rest of the day.